Okay, welcome to Straight Out of the Kitchen. This is Brother Johnny of Groove 19 Promotions out of Manning, South Carolina. I was just about to do some juicing, and I had some people on Facebook and YouTube asking me about how I juice my fruits and vegetables and why I juice my fruits and vegetables. So we're going to go through that today. And also God put on my heart that this is something that people, especially in South Carolina, need to know about. We have a lot of people that consume a lot of alcohol on the weekends. Some people consume alcohol all day, and unfortunately my brother died from alcoholism, but I saw a lot of in his skin and in his complexion how he began to get dark patches, and even though he was very light-skinned, he began to get a dull look on his skin where his kidneys and his liver were beginning to fail. And I'm seeing a lot of that now in a lot of the young people in South Carolina with the marijuana, with the liquor, with the all of the mollies and everything else that you're putting into your body. These different fruits and vegetables will help to flush out some of those toxins in the body. So we're going to go into that today, and we're going to talk a little bit about what we're using today. We use different things at different times. But today we're going to talk a little bit about what we're using. I have a special guest with me today. Introduce yourself.
My name is Johnny Wilson. I come from Manning, South Carolina.
And he's going to be asking me about the different things that I'll be putting into the blender today to make this special, beautiful, wonderful, delicious, sweet, healthy concoction that we will be doing today on Straight Out of the Kitchen. When I say straight out of the kitchen, I mean straight out of the kitchen. I still have my son breakfast dishes, clothes all over the place. We're going to do it exactly like this because this is the kitchen that is a realistic kitchen. It's not on a set. It is an actual kitchen. So what questions do you have for me today?
Well, what are these drinks for? I mean, what do they help in the inner body?
Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different items we're going to use today. And I advise you to go and look up a lot of this information. But for starters, we're going to start with, what do you want to start with? Tell me which one you want to start with, and then we'll explain a little bit about their benefits to the body. You choose.
Well, it is a banana smoothie. Mm-hmm. So we'll start with the bananas. What do they help in the inner body?
Okay, with these particular bananas, unfortunately, they are beginning to take the bananas off the vines too soon. And by taking them off the vine too soon, they're not getting all of the nutrients in the banana that usually would put in the banana, but the greedy market is taking the bananas off the vine while they're still green. They're not sucking the nutrients from the root. As you can see, it's still green here. But the special thing about bananas is that they give off a chemical when they are, you want to get the banana to where they're brown a little bit but not rotten. None of these had a chance to do it overnight, but they get these speckles on them, these brown speckles on them. And when they get the brown speckles on them, they are at the heightened point of producing a chemical that actually helps with depression. So if you are chemically depressed, if you've been drinking, or if your body is off in chemically, you can eat a banana and it will help to balance out your chemical intake in your body, and it will help with depression. So the banana not only helps with depression, it also is supposed to be filled with potassium, which helps the muscles, which helps the heart, which helps with high blood pressure. But as I stated, the bananas are being pulled off the shelf, off the vine too soon, and they are not getting all of the nutrients. So we're probably going to use about 4 bananas in this particular blend. What's next?
Now, one more question about the bananas.
Okay.
Is it like the more the bananas, the more nutrients?
That is the concept we're going to try to use. With the more, because the bananas aren't getting all of the nutrients that they should off of the vine, we're going to try to use more bananas to try to balance out the nutritional value in the bananas. That makes sense?
I understand.
Okay. And what's next? So we peel the bananas, and we're going to take all of the, you want to peel one?
No, I didn't.
Okay. We're going to take all of the strings and all of that stuff off of the bananas, and anyone under the age of being able to use a knife, do not use it, but we're going to cut the tips off, and I will probably nibble on those later, but we're going to cut the tips off. And then we're going to take these and we're going to just put them in the blender. And while I'm doing that, you could ask me another question if you have another question.
Well, is there anything wrong with the tips?
The tips of the banana? Well, the tips have the point where the vine is, where it was connected to the vine. And usually I don't put that inside of the smoothie, but I do eat them. You were like, okay. No, so there's nothing wrong with them. I just put that part in my mouth. I don't put it in the drink. But nothing is necessarily wrong with it. You're going to eat it. Mm-hmm. So we're going to do 4 bananas today. Any other questions about any of the other? We can talk a little bit about the other.
Well, what do the carrots do? Now
the carrots, you remember when I hit myself in the eye with the bungee cord?
Yeah, that was tragic.
Very tragic.
And I missed you over that night.
Yes, and I had to be rushed to the hospital in Charleston for emergency surgery. But unfortunately, I lost the vision in my left eye. A lot of people don't know that, but I'm legally blind in my left eye. But I was told, my wife was given a dream that I should consume carrots, which have chemicals in them to help with the sight. And you can look on the internet for these. I don't want to get technical about it. We're just showing you how to make a smoothie. But you can look on the internet for the what nutrients are, the technical name for the nutrients is in the vegetables and fruits that we're using. But the carrot has, I don't want to say beta carotene, maybe it is, maybe it's not, but it has the chemicals to help strengthen the eyes. So I was told to consume carrots, and actually I thought after consuming the carrots I would get my sight back. But what has happened is, by consuming carrots and carrot juice, it stops my macular degeneration. What I have is a macular hole in my left eye, so where you see something, I see a black dot. And what it has done is it has stopped that degeneration, by God's permission, by my consuming the carrots. So the carrots are very good for beta carotene. I think that's the name of it. But it helps with the sight, and it also releases some chemicals in the body that helps with the brain as well. So we're going to use, these are baby carrots, but really what they do is they take a big carrot and cut it down. So we're going to put carrots in. I like to use a lot of carrots. Anything else you want to ask about?
Well, do the carrots like build eyesight? Like, do they help build up the eye?
Well, I can't really answer that question about building. I can say that I've been eating the carrots and they haven't helped to build regenerate my macular hole, but it helps to stabilize it where it doesn't get any worse. I also think that it helps with the pain because it does hurt a lot, but when I get my carrot juice or something like that, it takes away from the pain in my eye. Now, another product that we're using, you know what that is?
Ginger.
Ginger. And what I do with the ginger is I mix the ginger with lemons. So last night we cooked the lemons. We cut the lemons, kept the peel on them. We cut the ginger and we put them in a pot. We boiled it, let it simmer overnight, and actually last night I drank some ginger and honey and I drank some lemon juice. What that does is it settles the internal organs, it settles the stomach. Of course, you know, lemons go into the body acidic, but once it gets into the chemicals in the body, it turns alkaline, and you want your body to be more alkaline than acidic. An acid-filled body is the prime breeding ground for disease, for sickness, and for cancer. So you want to try and balance your body out with foods that are more alkaline than acidic. So when you get that growling in your stomach and you say, I'm hungry, that's actually the stomach acids beginning to churn. And if they churn too much, then you get acid reflux. Now you suffer from acid reflux and you have to take ranitidine.
Right, and sometimes this acid also causes stomach aches.
Exactly.
Because the more growling, the more the stomach hurts.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And I felt that this morning,
mm-hmm.
and it's very painful.
Yes.
It can make you sometimes overheat. You
mm-hmm.
have to sit down for a minute,
mm-hmm.
put something cold on your stomach.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you might just have to eat something a little warm.
Right. That, and also when you get the stomach for it, you can do cucumbers. Cucumbers are good for settling the acid. And watermelons, natural fresh watermelons, are also good for settling the acid in the stomach. So I've already mixed up my lemon juice and my ginger, and it is lemony and gingery. You have to have a tolerance for twangy things, and I have a tolerance for the twang. So I'm going to put some in there, but I don't know exactly how much I'm going to put in there. Again, we have, yes, you have a question?
Actually, does the ginger add sour to the drink, or when you blend it up, the sour like fades out?
The sour almost fades out to nothing. But I can drink it, naturally, and you can too. You have a tolerance for twangy. But some people don't, so you want to mix it with something a little sweet. And also, I was told to eat fresh apples for my sight. But today we're going to use apple cider vinegar, and I'm not going to advertise any particular company for the vinegar, actually, unless they're paying me for it. So I'm not going to advertise any particular company for the vinegar. But you can use any brand of apple cider vinegar with the mother in it. Not the vinegar that you purchase out of the store. That is acidic. This vinegar goes into the body and turns alkaline. So when you are full of acid, when you eat a lot of meats, a lot of carbs, a lot of sweets, what happens is you become acidic and your blood pressure goes up, your blood pressure becomes uncontrollable, diabetes and other illnesses, which all I suffer from. But because of this, we're able to balance it out along with medication that I take. So this is apple cider vinegar. And remember, those of you who are using apple cider vinegar trying to control your blood pressure, if you are 250 pounds, you can't take a little cup of, a little spoonful of apple cider vinegar and think that's going to help you with your blood pressure. Mix yourself up an apple cider vinegar toddy, where you would use enough vinegar, maybe a third of a cup, and then you mix some hot water in it. You put your favorite tea in it, green tea in particular for those who are diabetics, or joint tea, or liver and kidney detox tea. And you mix some honey with it, natural raw honey. Could you get that raw honey over there, the one that we just purchased? Right over there in the corner? No, the other one. Yeah, that one.
Oh.
Yeah, turn the label around. I don't want to show the label. But you can hold that up. But this is raw honey. This is honey that comes directly from the bees. And you can use this honey and mix it with your drink, with your toddy, and man, you will notice a big difference in your blood pressure as well as in the way you sleep at night. So we're going to put some vinegar in it. I'm just going to pour all of this in because I knew exactly how much it was.
And what is alkaline, and is there any difference in alkaline and acidic?
There's a huge difference between alkaline and acidic. Anything that's acid, like the stomach acid in your body, is strong enough to eat through metal. Did you know that? So the lining of your stomach is very strong. But but the body is balanced where the acid in your stomach will not eat through your stomach. But when you begin to add alcohol, a lot of sweets, a lot of carbs, a lot of meats,
a lot of acidic stuff. Because the stronger,
right,
the more it can just eat away.
Exactly.
The skin.
Exactly. It eats away the internal organs.
Like, I heard about something that was made out of foam, I think, and then the more strong things that they put in there, the more mass they had to put into the foam, or else it would eat it away.
It would eat it away, exactly. Whatever, the chemicals are so strong that they would eat it away. That's a great example. And that's what we're dealing with when we're dealing with drinking alcohol and introducing a lot of these foreign chemicals into the body.
All that stuff is strong,
all
and
of
it can just tear it down.
Exactly.
It will just make it disintegrate.
Right.
And the less stable that the skin is, the more that diseases and cold can enter your body.
Exactly.
And that's not good for you at all.
That's not good. You're exactly right. And on that point, For those who drink a lot of dark sodas, you notice that your belly is poking out further and further. And like I said, we're coming straight out of the kitchen, so I still have on my corrective back brace that I have to wear because of my spine. But those who drink sodas, you notice that your stomach is beginning to poke out. The acid is eating up your stomach and your large intestines and your small intestines. In fact, if you take a Pepsi or Coke, and many of you know this, and you pour it on a battery cable to get the acid off the cable, it'll eat it up immediately. You know, over time it'll eat it up. They even used to use Coke and Pepsi to clean the blood out of the street when there was an accident because it would eat it right up. So these are very dangerous acidic chemicals. And we're not going to stop eating and drinking this stuff. So we might as well try to balance that with doing juicing. And so we are at the point, we have our carrots, we have our bananas, we have our lemon juice, and we have our ginger. Both are great for the stomach and the skin. Now, and we talked about the raw vinegar, and now what we're going to do. This is, you know what this is?
Something like grape.
This is
Cherry.
black, right, this is black cherry juice. This is another good product for flushing out the uric acid in the body. So if any of you suffer from gout, painful gout in the joints, that is actually acid buildup in your joints. So if you suffer from gout, black cherry juice, again, is a very good product to use. Again, I'm not going to show the brand that I use unless they are willing to pay me for it. And if you are a big person, I fluctuate from 210 to 220. I actually go up and down between that. And you want to use enough cherry juice that, and this will also sweeten the drink, but you want to use enough cherry juice that will actually benefit you. So today we're flushing out acid with what we're doing today, and we're using a little bit of bananas to balance out our emotions. And what else do we have? Celeries.
Now, what do the celeries do? I mean, I used to like celery, and I still do. My mama used to give me a little bit of celery sometimes. And what does the celery do? I mean, all these things mix together, and then it makes a certain color.
Well, go ahead.
And this green will mix up with all of these colors. And what I want to say is that it may look nasty.
Very nasty.
And it may taste nasty.
Not too bad.
But it is very good for you.
It is very good for you. My thing about the taste of it, Zion, is this. Most people consume pork every day. Pork is a sin. Pork is against God's desire for us to consume.
The body is not designed to digest pork.
Right.
It's very bad for you.
Right. It has 99 different poisons in the pork. And those poisons were meant to be used as medicines for particular people. Now, this, I am not in the arena to argue about. This is not necessary. If you eat pork, eat it. Whatever you want to do, that's your business. But I'm telling you what God is telling me to tell you. So the pork has 99 poisons in it. Now, we consume hash. You know what hash is?
No, tell me about that.
Hash is pig snout, the nose of the pig eyes, pig tongue, pig brain, pig ears. Some people put the pig testicles in it, the wee-wee, all the pig foot, and they grind all of that stuff together, pour some hot sauce on it, and put it over rice, and people consume that every day. So that's hash.
They actually mix bad things like that into your food, so you don't even think you're eating.
You don't even think you're eating. Now, I used to make hash when I was younger. Everybody worked on a farm, so I know how it's made, and it's just a filthy mess.
Remember, don't eat chicken from Chinese places anymore, because I heard that they're actually putting baby rat into their chicken and all their meat.
When you hear stuff like that, now what you have to do is you have to research it.
Yeah, because
you don't let someone badmouth a race of people, and you don't let someone badmouth a people without researching and finding out if it's a fact or not. Now, but we're talking about the fact of the pig and the filth in the pig. This is God talking about this pig. And also the shrimp.
Yeah,
where does the shrimp come from?
That comes from like way out into the sea.
At the bottom.
Yes. All of these shrimp, they always eat their own stink.
They eat their own feces. They eat other animals' feces because they're bottom feeders.
Yes, and they go out, get those things, put them in Red Lobster or other places, and you eat those things.
You eat
and you
them?
never know if they clean out the stinky or not.
Right. You eat them and it has that lining of feces in it. Some people just dip it in the sauce and eat the stinky with it. Some people don't even know what it is. But my point is, you were talking about how this will look after we blend it. Looks can be deceiving. Whether it looks good or not, you know what you put in it.
Right.
Whereas with hash and shrimp and other things,
you can't tell.
right, you don't know what they put in it.
Yeah.
So this particular vegetable, I think it's a vegetable. It could be a fruit. Is it a fruit?
Vegetable.
Vegetable. It has chlorophyll in it.
Yes. Chlorophyll is a very good thing. I heard like sometimes when campers run out of food and they have no food, sometimes they eat plants, leaves. I even heard of someone who sucked water off of the leaves.
Exactly.
And that is chlorophyll.
Right.
We drink chlorophyll.
Right.
You have to drink chlorophyll at least like once a month, once a year.
You should try to get some greens in every day, because chlorophyll helps to balance out the intake of other vitamins and nutrients in the body.
Now,
in fact, can you get the chlorophyll out of the?
Yeah.
We have some chlorophyll when we aren't able to eat vegetables. We get the chlorophyll. There it is. We buy the liquid chlorophyll, and this is all natural. Liquid chlorophyll is all green.
Now,
It's a green. I'm gonna pour a little bit in.
Now this is a dark green.
Dark green.
It may look very nasty, but really it doesn't have a taste at all.
Doesn't have a taste at all.
It tastes just like water.
That's right.
Except for it has a little like green taste.
Right. So this is organic dietary supplement of chlorophyll, and it's a high quality chlorophyll that comes from alfalfa leaves. It's essential to the process of photosynthesis, often called the building block of life. Without chlorophyll, there is no life. So if all the greenery dies on the earth, we die.
That's right, because chlorophyll on trees and grass provides air. That's why when it turns fall or winter, the grass dies.
Right.
In certain places.
In certain places, except for the evergreen trees.
Evergreen trees, they stay green. If we don't have evergreen trees and other places besides here, we would die.
We would die. That's exactly right. And also, our last ingredient that we're going to add in for flushing out the acid in the body is.
Well,
what are these?
I keep forgetting.
Pineapples.
Yeah, pineapples.
What we're going to do is add some pineapples.
And what do the pineapples do?
Pineapples helps to settle the stomach as well. Now, you can do all the exercise and build all the muscle you want, but if you're not taking care of your internal organs, it's almost like wasting your time. In fact, what you find with a lot of bodybuilders is that they all have false teeth. And if they're not false teeth, their teeth are very rotted inside because they're handling the muscle part, but they're not balancing out the internal part.
Yes, because everything doesn't. You need more than exercise to get muscle.
That's a balance. That's you need a balance of things. And what happens with muscle builders is that they take in so many different chemicals. Their bodies are so acidic that it begins to eat away the enamel on the teeth, and it begins to eat away the teeth. So we have all of our...
Just like the acid eats away the skin from the inside.
That's right.
And that is bad. It can eat away the flesh. It can eat away the skin.
Right.
And
so we have...
I know people who smoke. All of those hot things go inside.
Right.
And
tar from the smoke.
People actually get holes from all the burning. Right here, they can't talk. They have to put something that they put in here, and they have to press it to talk, and they sound kind of authentic. So, but this you can go ahead and blend it up if it's time.
Okay, so this is going to be very loud. We're gonna liquefy it. You have to make sure you blend this up really well. And any questions?
Actually, you gotta press that button, liquefy and chop.
How did you know?
You said liquefy. You said you were going to liquefy it.
Okay, so here we have, this is enough to drink all day, and believe it or not, when you begin to drink this, it's going to fill your stomach up so much that you don't even have to eat 2 meals or 3 meals today. You can actually eat 1 meal.
Look at that. This looks nasty.
Nasty. Now, I drink this usually in one setting, so I usually leave it out and I drink it. Taste it.
It's good.
It's not bad, right?
Not bad.
So this is Brother Johnny of the 19 Report, and
Johnny Wilson, also of the 19 Report.
And we want to thank you for coming to Straight Out of the Kitchen, where we blended up our flush for the acid in the joints, in the stomach, and in the entire body. Also, please stay tuned on our personal webpage, the 19 Report, as well as link up with us and like our page, the 19 Report, on Facebook, because our next commentary will be about our connection to the earth, our disconnection from the earth, and our disconnection from the warnings that God is sending to us about what is happening now, how these atrocities and catastrophes and weather events will increase, and how we can begin to prepare for them internally. So we thank you for joining us for the mixing of the acidic flush for this Saturday, and we hope that you will join us again as we will begin to talk more about different things we can do to take care of our bodies.
Now, one more thing. Like you were talking about how you balance all the acidic things with eating like the same amount of good things. It's like the balance. It's like seesaw. You have to put equal amounts. I'll say you put a box full of acidic things. Then you put it on one end, and then it's not level. And then you put a little bit of good things in the other box. It's still not level. It may go down a bit, but it's still not level.
Right.
So you need to eat more good things.
This is good.
And then you put it into that box, and you're done with that.
That is a very good lesson for the people your age to understand. You're a very good teacher, sir. Thank you very much for joining me on the show today, and I know we'll have a lot more great shows together, because you're going to be taking my place, God willing, as the cameraman and what else?
Editor?
The editor and what else?
Oh, man, this is too much.
So thank y'all for joining us. Zion Malik and Brother Johnny of the 19 Report.